Hello, everybody. Welcome to our usual Thursday session. We've got some really cool stuff for you today. I am, of course, out in the Plainfield Joliet office, and we are going to wave at the camera here in just a second for those of us that are here. And, oh, of course, my camera doesn't want to work today. Well, guess what? You don't need to see me anyway, even though we got a room full of amazing ladies. Say hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
We have two of our stars of EXIT, Karen and Heather, with us. We have some amazing newer agents with us that are excited to get going. And so guess what? We're going to be talking today all about EXIT tools, and not EXIT tools that are Project X or things that I have personally brought to the table for our office. It is stuff that works across the EXIT nation. So I actually did this presentation on Tuesday to about 50 other EXIT Realty broker owners across the Midwest, and along with some leadership of EXIT. And a lot of people in the room had never used the tools this way. And I would love for all of us to get so familiar with the tools and realize the advantages of these tools, but they're not sometimes the way that corporate rolled the tools out. In other words, corporate rolled them out in a way that was really cool, but that we have something we built on top of that in terms of kind of like a hack. So Project X is a stack on top of the EXIT tools, but these are EXIT tools that every EXIT agent has across the US and Canada. I have just, quite frankly, played with the tools to the point that we've found ways to enhance them. And all of this works for everybody across the EXIT nation. So we're only going to go into 5 conversation pieces today, believe it or not. We're not going to bounce all over the world. But what I want you to do today is maximize those EXIT tools, because EXIT actually is a technology company. If you ask a general person across the country, across the US and Canada, what they know about EXIT, a lot of people know about the residual bonuses. Oh, that's the company that does the 10% bonuses. That's the cool part for a lot of people. Obviously, it was cool for me when I came here. It's become a technology company more than I think anything else. And the technology is super easy to use and really special when you compare it to what other companies don't have. And so obviously you all have a digital business card at home, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these screens, and I'm going to ask you to kind of follow along. And then we're going to go into the actual tools. And these are all in the EXIT Resource Center. So if you were following along at home, you can go right into the EXIT Resource Center now and get ready to dive in with me. But each one of these tweaks or hacks is something special that, quite frankly, not only do our competitors not have most of these tools, they don't work the way that these tools do that are so special for our clients. So the first one is your digital business card. Now, hopefully you all know to use your digital business card, right? But did you know you can change the message at the top of the digital business card so it can include your Zen link? Now, you notice on this little PowerPoint that I mentioned Linktree. Now, at our office with Project X, we use Zenlist and our Zen link, but the philosophy is the same. You're going to have an additional line of text saying, see all my items of value, because we want to show off to the world. What happens when you're out and about and you meet somebody? If you pass out a regular business card, it's like, hopefully they go to your website. If you're smart enough to have a QR code, maybe they'll scan it. But we want to get their contact information, and we want to immediately have all our items of value so they don't wonder, why should I use Steph? Why should I use you? Why should I use any of us? Okay. So if Kathy's out going up against somebody else for a listing appointment, why use Kathy? I want everything laid out on those Zen links. And so obviously, if you are seeing this later and you're not with our office, you would just use Linktree, which is free, but at our office, we use Zenlink. Either way, you have the option, and I would say the opportunity, to have that additional piece. And then also, if you don't already, go ahead and get your QR code put right into your mobile phone. So if you don't already, I will be able to show you how to do that. Could someone actually pass me my phone, because we're not going to use it for the presentation anymore. So for those of you guys that are sitting in the classroom with me, I have this already done for you, and I will show you how to do it at home towards the end of the presentation. Do you guys have it looking like this as your screensaver? I will show you guys at the end. So you're going to screenshot it from the EXIT Realty Connect app. And so then that way, when you meet someone, bam, yes, you should have seen the room light up. People are like, oh my God. And it's super easy. So all you do is, and I'll show you guys at the end how to do that in the EXIT Realty Connect app. Because if you look, we have slides today. It's all one slide. All the way to the right is the Connect app. But what I want you to do is be ready everywhere with that QR code if you're in person. And obviously, if you're online, what are you going to do? Say, text Libert to 85377 for all my items of value. Because then what's going to happen is if you're putting in hyperlinks in your social media, that is automatically shoving that post down to the bottom of the basement. That is like literally going in the sewer. Because what is all social media know a hyperlink is? Promotion. You are not a Kardashian, neither am I, as much as I might try with a spray tan. So what happens is we don't pay to promote our posts, nor do we want to spend money. We want natural organic content. Guess what? Saying text Libert to 85377, or when we talk a little bit later about specific property information, text that property's text code. So if you want a sample right now of what that looks like, text Libert to 85377. And then you're going to see it says, see all my items of value, and it'll have the link to my Zen list. And then from there, it will have also the digital business card. So it works in enhancement of the digital business card for my favorite price, free $99. And yes, I am sharing my screen at home. Can you guys see my screen at home?
No.
Shoot me. Edna, I know you said you can't see my screen. Can anybody else see my screen? Yes. Okay, Edna, we will get you the video of this. We, of course, are recording this.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So that is no problem. So that is step one. And we're going to show you, I want to walk you through what we're going to do, and then we're going to physically do it in the resource center together. The second one is the smart sign. Now, the smart sign should not be a surprise to any of you, right? You know how to use the smart sign, but do you know that there's a second piece to the smart sign where anyone can text your second smart sign code and get all the 10 nearest properties near them anywhere that they are standing across the US and Canada?
No.
No, you did not know that. So right now, if you are near your mobile phone or your desktop, go to my Instagram. It's at Nick Libert. For anyone that doesn't know, please add me if we're not already following each other, but then go and look at the story I just posted on my Instagram. If you text look with Libert, all one word, to 85377 right now, you will get the 10 nearest properties near you. And isn't that cool? What would you use that for? What do you think happens every time you guys, it's Memorial Day coming up soon. You know, people are going to be driving around, going to barbecues, maybe going out of town. Every holiday, every time I'm out of town, some of you guys saw that I was in Minneapolis. I had this up earlier on Tuesday in Minneapolis. I said, hey, I'm out of town. I always love looking at properties near me. If you're wondering what is going on in the neighborhood right where you're standing, text look with Libert, or whatever your code is that I'm going to show you how to do in a second, to 85377. So that is a way to get more leads and referrals all across the US and Canada. Because what's the cool thing about EXIT? We're all across the US and Canada, over 650 offices. So check my Instagram story and you will be able to see how that looks and start using that immediately. I have closed deals, guys, in Michigan. I've closed referrals in Wisconsin, and I closed a deal in Florida using this technique. So I will absolutely take a referral fee for not doing very much except using my technology, which is free.
Should that one be on our, like I have text 85377 Heatherland on my for sale signs. Should we be using this one instead?
No.
Okay.
The reason why is that will pull up all the other properties nearby as well. And it's not quite as it's meant really when people are not in front of one of your properties.
Okay.
That's a good question though. It's meant to be more when they're out and about wherever.
Okay.
So obviously locally,
Post it on your social media.
post it on your social media. It's a cute tool, but it's a bonus tool that gets people talking to you all over across the US and Canada. Because what do we know about Zenlist? It's amazing. It's a local tool.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you creating this search or is it just automatically going?
It's automatically going by where they're at. It's geolocational, just like our smart signs are. And then guess what it's doing? It's telling you that someone from that number texted you, texted that number, and it's also going straight into your Wise Agent, because Wise Agent is the only tool, CRM, that works with all the EXIT tools. So you're getting all their information put right into your CRM. Okay, next one. And again, I'm going to walk you through each one of these, how to do them in a moment. The Expert Marketing Suite. We have the coolest technology in the Expert Marketing Suite, and I can brag on it because I actually went to corporate and said, could our tools do this? And here's what happened. I do a lot of condo listings, as do some of you. Some of you guys do new construction. Some of you guys have builders or rehabbers that you work with, and you have all these property information sheets, PDFs. Maybe you want to do a link to the neighborhood. Maybe you're using Realtor's property resource the way you should and getting the neighborhood reports. You got all these PDFs. Well, when you're at an open house, do you want to print out 8,000 pieces of paper per person that comes in? No. Do you also want to guarantee that you get the information about those people? Yes. Do you want to have more information about your property in the neighborhood than anyone else out there? We are the only company with this technology, because I went to corporate and asked our programmers to do it, knowing that none of our competitors did, because I asked my friends at our competitors, I said, can your individual property websites for the offices that did have them, can they put PDFs up? They're like, I don't think a PDF can be in a website. And I said, yes, it can. I think. I lied. But guess what? I was right. The white lie works. So it happened. And so we are the only company to have that. And that's a major resource when you go out and you show people what that looks like. So imagine saying to someone, I have more information on your property available at the touch of a button. And unlike a hyperlink, it's going to go right to that person, and I'm going to get lead capture. So I have a call to action on my social media and then lead capture. You can go on Instagram and scroll down a few photos and you'll see my listing on Kedvale. It's a real cute brick building with an arched, like an A-frame look at the top. Text this number if you're at home or in the room. Text E119587. Again, E119587. I'm going to highlight it on our presentation. So my cursor's right over it. You're going to text that to 85377. And by the way, if you don't already have 85377 programmed in your phone as the EXIT Marketing Suite, go ahead and do that right now, because then that way you'll remember it. It'll be right in there. So text E119587 to the number 85377, and you will get all the information on that property. If you scroll down in the information on that property, it's going to say documents and links. And what's going to be in those documents and links, my friends? RPR, condo docs. You could do blueprints and floor plans, a feature list on the home. Where do your competitors have that information? They don't. You can put the disclosures there, all the information on the property in one place. Don't you think at an open house, that's going to make you look like a superstar and actually make people want to text that code so you get their cell phone number? Goodbye, sign-in sheets. So that's the hack in the marketing suite. I asked for it. Corporate made it for me. I'm thankful if the programmers hear me when this gets out there and distributed. Next one. I drove Sharon at corporate nuts on this. They came out with those beautiful exit buyer and seller guides. We're on now to the fourth piece here. Beautiful buyer and seller guides. And they put, unprompted, a buyer survey right in the buyer guide at the top right-hand side. And I'll show you where that lives in a second. And it was really cool questions. I thought this almost takes the place of an initial buyer consult. And wouldn't it be cool if that fed into our CRM? Well, we got that part. So Wise Agent and EXIT got that part. But then I said to Sharon, I said, could we have a seller survey too? And she goes, well, I guess. And so that she worked with the programmers. If you don't like the questions on the seller survey, don't tell me, because they were my idea. So, but what I'm going to show you today is the EXIT digital guides are so much better than handing people pieces of paper, although you can print them out as a PDF, because they're interactive and they have those digital buyer and seller surveys. But the beauty of it is, if you set them up the way I'm going to show you today, you can have a generic one for your buyers and sellers, and you can add it to what? That all my items of value hyperlink. So you're going to have that where you don't have to go in the EXIT Realty Connect app or online to the resource center and set people up on it. It's blank. It's said, it's a very nice generic guide. And then you don't have to do anything, because what I want to do, I want to scale your business with you. I want to scale your business with you. You're going to see, if you're getting this on YouTube later, there's going to be another video, a follow-up to this one saying, here's all the things I can do to save you time. Like Zenlist, saving you hours a week in setting up searches and getting your clients access to more property. Like Wise Agent, when these people send a text to any of these, it's automatically going in your CRM, saving you data entry, all of that stuff. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And last but not least, if you don't already have it downloaded, download the EXIT Realty Connect app. It is stunning. It is beautiful. And it is for you to be able to, by the way, power your entire business from your mobile app. And also at the same time, the EXIT Realty Connect app is a really great thing to show people if you brought people into the company. I'm turning and I'm looking at Heather, who's been an amazing recruiter here for us, attracted a lot of agents and mentored some wonderful people. Right in the EXIT Realty Connect app, you can go pull a report of your residual earnings. And so if you were somebody like Markey, like Wayne Beals, like Zeke Morris, like Eve Benton, like Heather, like so many of other, like Cassandra Sneed, who's brought people in this company and helped the company grow, I would like any of our competitors to show us their 1099s. And I will show you mine at the end of this, because I've been here a while and I've worked hard, and I have a 6-figure residual income on top of my 6-figure sales income that has changed the way you will be there sooner rather than later, ma'am. And some people don't even know how close they are to that. That's how some people are at over 100% commission with us. So I want you to use these tools. Let me show you how to get to them now. So we're going to go ahead into the EXIT Resource Center. I've got to close out a little project I was working on with Karen on a CMA here. And we're going to close down all these other silly windows I got open. And we're going to do one window, exitrrealty.com. And you're going to sign in as yourself, of course. And by the way, I do see a question or two. We will come to questions at the end. But we'll do it at the end of each individual task. So then that way we don't forget. And when I say we, me. By the way, you'll notice right here, what's over here on this top left-hand side, notifications. That's all of you that have just sent me something. Property lead, some of them will say business card lead. You can view all the notifications. So look at these guys, and it'll tell you what type of notification it is. So there's an MSS code, there is a property lead, then I've got something from somebody else in there. So it's genius for you guys to be able to then later, it's feeding right into Wise Agent. It's feeding right into Wise Agent too when you've got that set up. So no double data entry, no data entry really at all, except to refine the data. So our first step in this, we talked about the digital business card. Let's go there. So on the right-hand side of your drop-down menu in the EXIT Resource Center, you'll see your face and your name. If you don't see your face, get with Laura. We need a headshot immediately. And then you're going to click on what? My mobile business card. And I think almost everybody in the EXIT Nation knows that they have a mobile business card, and you can text Libert to 85377 for mine. But what most people don't know, because I don't think they originally intended for this to be like this, was that if you click on reply message, you have room to add something there. And I will use, as you guys know, every single inch of space and that the world gives me in every single capacity, whether it's a tool, whether it's a working relationship. I want to work it to the max with what we're given versus going out and trying to buy something. You know, this is something that you have more tools at your disposal than you know of. So let's use them to the max. So I added a line and I put it in all caps. And see, I'm in item 2, reply message. And it says, see all my items of value. And I put a colon, right? That's a colon. English majors, help me. And then I did right underneath that. Now, for those of you at home that are going to see this from outside of EXIT Strategy Realty, I recommended you use Linktree because that's my favorite price, free 99. Obviously, this video is going to get beyond our office, so we wanted to invite others from EXIT to see it. But for all of us in our office, what are we going to use? We're going to go to Zenlist, and we're going to use our Zen link. And so where do we find our Zen link? We're going to click on public profile, and then we're going to click on the copy button. And then again, in the mobile business card, I put see all my items of value, and then I'm going to paste that address. And you'll see it's updating live right to the right in the little sample phone. Okay. And by the way, again, we are recording this, guys. So we will be able to have you play this again in slow motion and if you have questions. And then beneath it, I have the words, I put another space and I said, my digital business card in all caps. And you notice I'm down to 3 characters. I told you I'm going to squeeze every ounce out of life today. And I don't have a hyperlink to the digital business card. Do you know why? Scroll down, guys. It's automatically going to be added to the end of your message. So let me review. See all my items of value in caps. And then I have the hyperlink. If you're at home and not at our offices, you can use Linktree to create one. I have a video on that for you. For our office, you use Zenlist because it's a amazing product. And you want to just go right into all your items of value there. We have a video up on how to create all the items of value. And then you're going to go into and then you're going to say, and guys at home, if you're talking, would you mind muting yourselves? That would be amazing. I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Bless your hearts. Okay, now you're all muted. I love you. And then now I put my digital business card as the second. So you have 2 hyperlinks, all your items of value, and then the super cool digital business card that corporate gave you, because it is really cool. But I want all my items of value laid out, all the different things that are cool about me, AKA you. And so for 1 second of review of what this should look like on Linktree or Zenlist, and you'll notice, oh, they did what I asked. I love you, Zenlist. I said, well, what if I don't like my Google reviews and I want my Zillow reviews instead right in there? Look, they just added that. I love you, Zenlist. Now that is people on top of it. And then you scroll down and what do I have? My buyer's guide, my seller's guide, and some other information that we can talk about later. So guys, does that make sense so far? You're going to just add all your items of value. And then you're going to still have the My Digital Business Card in all caps. And you're going to click on Save Message. And if you want an example of how that should look, just text Libert to 85377 and it will go directly to all my items of value. The same way it should look for you. So you're done. We're not going to mess with anything else in the mobile business card. So guys, 1 out of 5 things are done. Everybody good? Yes. Now, let's go on to the next one. My Smart Sign. So this is where people are like, wait, what? I already have a Smart Sign. It's my digital business card could be on there. Well, you can also have this custom text code, which not only, so what if you don't have listings yet, but you want to show off our technology? Say to your sellers, your potential sellers, text look with Libert wherever you're at, and you'll get the 10 properties around you. And when you list with me, what's going to be right around when people text that from the sign? Your property will be number 1. Yours will be number 1. So that is right there, your Smart Sign. So you can have that as and again, that's different than your mobile business card. So that's a lot of people flew through, they did the mobile business card. And then last year, there was this update that they said, well, that's your mobile business card, but what do we want to go directly to the properties around you? And that's when they launched this feature and people didn't really understand the difference and how to use the difference. So I went out and I played with it. So if you want to show people an example of the Smart Sign technology and you don't have a listing yet, or if you're standing in their living room or at their kitchen table, or they're sitting at their kitchen table and you're doing a Zoom with them, boom, there you go, guys.
So we use your link until
your link, you have one right there.
But we don't
My
have
Smart
listings,
Sign.
though.
You don't have listings, but it's
It's
pulling up
still
all the listings around them.
Oh.
And you say to them, And when your property is listed with me,
Yours
when
is gonna
people
be
are in front of
separate.
that smart sign, they're gonna text that code and it goes to your listing first.
So it's gonna be under my smart sign.
I'm clicking on it right now, guys. My smart sign. So that is a huge new feature. The next thing you won't see, because it's only for the proprietor, and that's the office text code marketing. But by the way, that is what we use for our office events. And what a rich history of events that is now built up to, including the beautiful one last night. You have that, that was really cool for those of you guys that were there. If not, don't worry, it's on YouTube. And we're gonna have another launch of our May event coming up. So we use those text codes to the max, Use your text codes to the max. And by the way, this is fun. I did not realize, look, in the My Smart Sign category, it says you reply message. I might want to play with that to say maybe what? So there's the link. And you could play with that a little bit too. I wouldn't maybe enter too many other things in there. Some of you might be saying, well, should I just put my Zen list in there right now? No, because here's why. What if they're texting you from out of our area? Remember, because I want you to use this. I can show you the 10 things nearest you all across the US and Canada. And if you go on my Instagram, guys, and look at the story, it's always dangerous when I pull up my own. What will we see today? We'll see a little post from Review. Okay. So you have to click into mine, and I'm not signed into Instagram right now, but you'll see in there and actually, let me see if it's going to allow me to log in. Nope, it's going to make me use my password, and I don't want to show it to the world. You'll see that I'm just scrolling down the 10 nearest properties where I was standing, and where was I standing? Joliet, right outside our office. So really cool technology there. Next up, Expert Marketing Suite. Expert Marketing Suite. You really want to be able to explain and articulate this to your clients. So how do we get to that? So far we've lived on the right-hand side. We clicked on my mobile business card and my smart sign. And next, click on properties. And we're going to go to the Expert Marketing Suite.
Where's that at?
Properties. Under properties.
On top?
Yeah.
Okay, properties, and
Yeah.
you can just look right up and I'm doing it for you. And then click on Expert Marketing Suite. And I'll try to slow down. I'm excited. Like a small dog that might wet the carpet. For those of you dog owners home. And by the way, you'll see quickly that there's leads coming in. Leads coming in. I don't want to see ever again you posting a hyperlink on your social media. Why would you not use your text code? The hyperlinks are getting shoved. I don't get any hits on my stuff. Why do you have 100 likes on yours? Well, I don't pay for them, believe it or not. I just don't use things that are going to drive me down in the algorithms. I want lead. Hold on one second. I want to have a call to action in every post. Every post that I have has to have a call to action. And then it has to have lead capture. That's my demand of myself. A call to action is text this code, or Kathy, to go to your point, click this link, or, to go here. Here's the problem. The minute social media sees a hyperlink, www.1040oakdale.com, they're like, ew, that's a promotion. This person's trying to sell me something. Nope, I don't want that.
Would you do text, Libert, or?
Or the individual property text code.
Okay.
It's not a hyperlink. It doesn't flag that. The algorithm has no problem with it. Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying, because that sometimes I think that my cyber language is clear. Okay, let's go into an example. So let's go to my Kedvale property. Closing Monday. Hallelujah. Lot of traffic on Kedvale. It's really a successful one, and beautiful pictures from our in-house photographer that we pay for those of you guys at our office. So in here, what does it say? Text code E119587. How many leads have I gotten? 60 from the sign, from the open house, from everywhere else. But what makes that so? Why do people want to text that? Let's go back to my Instagram for a second and look. What do I say? There's Kedvale. Does this look familiar? 108. Oh man, it's making me go into it. When I click on it, it says on my post, it says text this code for all the additional information on the property, including floor plans, condo docs, bylaws, and neighborhood report. And guess where I put that? Scroll down to thank you, Exit Corporate, for working with me on this. The first in the industry to have documents and links where you can upload actual PDFs or Microsoft Word documents into your individual property website. So again, if you want to see what that looks like, and you want to make sure that says shown on website, of course. And if you want to see what that looks like, you again would just text E119587 to 85377, and you will get that beautiful property link. You scroll down and you have all the information on the property. And I have your phone number. And you'll see, hold on one second, guys. I'll take questions on this because this section is a little bit meaty. So I'll stop for questions in just one moment. What I do is property resource links. There's my Zen list. There's my Zen list right there. So, okay, there's that. Here's the bylaws. You could do property disclosures. So this isn't just for condos. I asked corporate and had them develop this technology based on my needs for condos, and then realized, like that subdivision out in Lamont where I had plans and things like that. You're going to have feature sheets maybe that Amanda, our graphic designer we pay for, is going to do with you on this. Guys, this is huge. This is huge. Whether your clients want to be green or whether your clients just want to be seen, this is massive for them. I, of course, include an RPR neighborhood report, which as a certified trainer, I passionately believe in those reports. Would you like to see what this looks like from the standpoint of the actual site? Let me go ahead and open that up. And it's mobile optimized, of course, as are all our tools. And if you scroll down, what does it say? Exclusive property documents from Nick Libert. And obviously yours will be from you. Pretty cool, huh? Along with all the neighborhood information, school, transportation, beautiful, beautiful little websites done for you automatically when you list the property in the MLS. All right, let me fulfill my promise and stop for questions on that. What questions do you guys have about the expert marketing suite?
So the expert marketing suite, where do we set that code up at?
It's automatic. It does it for you. Great question. Everything, once it hits the MLS, is automatic. For my friends that like the private listing network, it does not come through from the private listing network in most cases, but you could manually enter a property. So if you go into the expert marketing suite, you could manually enter a property. Also, guess what? If you don't yet have a listing, my new friends, or my friends that have been on the buy side only so far, click on demo listing. So again, in the properties tab, and then in the properties tab, you're going to go to expert marketing suite. And again, I know I'm talking fast, which is why I record my stuff. Then click on markup my listings and see where it says demo listing. There's your demo listing. So it's branded to you. And so it's a demonstration listing till you get your first one.
So what's this for, to show people?
To show people. Yep. Click on share listing. You can share that with anybody. And here's a sample of my work. By the way, guys, speaking of text codes, you can text list with exit to 85377, and they have a video of this as well. List with exit. I'll show you more about that in a moment. You guys are just helping me get through this, because guess what's next? The digital buyer and seller guides. Now, if you're at our office, you have my suggested language for it in your inbox from 3 days ago. So go into my daily dose and you will see that. It is also in the coaching blog. However, let me show you my hack for the day for the for the digital buyer and seller guides. So let's go into the marketing tab now. And then we're going to go into under the marketing tab, presentations. And so I'm always trying to figure out two things. Could I use the tool to the max? Oh, yes, they changed it for you. So I want you to be able to use the tool to the max, but I also want to understand how can I help you use the tool if there's like something that makes the tool hard for you to use. And what I realized was a lot of you are busy and on the go, and you're out and you meet someone, you're like, oh, I'll send you one of my buyer's guides when I get home. What happens when you get home? The kids, the grandmother, the whatever, the bills, I don't know what it is. We all have different things going on in our lives. I respect that. Make a generic buyer and seller presentation. And here's how you do it. Now, again, the first time, if you've never set these up, because you need to manage your settings, you're going to click on manage settings the first time. And then you're going to go in and put this information that I have sent to all of you by email. If you're not at our office, you probably want to use different stuff, different languages than this. If you're at our office, you have this language.
Where is it in an email?
It's an email from me from 2 days ago. I will resend it if you guys need it. And it's also in the coaching blog. But what I want to show, I want to focus today on one thing in here, because we could do a full hour training again on the digital buyer and seller guides. I just want to focus on how to make a generic one. Why is that valuable? Why is that valuable? Because we don't often have time to go home. Now, by the way, the last thing we're going to talk about today is the EXIT Realty Connect app, and you can do them from your phone. I set mine up the first time, and sometimes I have a little bit of a bad attitude, and someone goes, I didn't have time to do that. I set mine up at a stoplight the first time. Was it great? No, but I did it because I wanted to learn the technology and be able to share it with other people, and I believe that it was amazing. And my clients and if any of my longtime clients, I call them my kitchen cabinet. Some of my closest friends are in the user experience space, high up in the corporate world, making more money than me. And they have tested out these tools and given some feedback. And they're like, this is a hell of a lot better than that PDF you sent out that, a graphic designer, not Amanda, did many years ago. And it was cute, but it was like, it didn't flow. It wasn't technologically advanced. And it didn't have these magical buyer and seller surveys. So once I show you how to set these up, look what's on the top right-hand side. For those of you guys that love paper, or you have a client that just does like paper as well, we're going to indulge them. You can click on the generate PDF and print it out. However, when you print out a PDF, what you miss? The buyer survey or the seller survey. This is so valuable. It's basically like a buyer consult, because if you do the buyer survey, or you send them this generic buyer seller guide, and then they fill it out, it's going to get all their contact information. And it's also going to tell you a little bit more about them and their property if they're selling a property, or what they want in a property if they're going to buy. And again, if you don't like the seller guide survey questions, don't tell me, because I made them up. They were mine. And corporate was so nice to put them in for us. So how do you make a generic one? And then how do you share it to your Zen link? Well, I'm glad you asked. So we're going to click on add new presentation. And then it's going to open up and ask you what type of presentation. I'm going to edit mine because I've already done this. And so you're going to want to mirror what I did. You're going to do for the buyer guide, you're going to put under prospect name, Nick, well, you're not going to put my name, your name, buyer and investor guide. Why do I want to do that? Because it's not just for first-time buyers, although they may get the most use out of this. It's for my investors. I got to tell you, it even kind of works for tenants, but it's not really meant for that, but it could even work for a tenant. So under prospect's name, you're going to put your name and then apostrophe S if you want to. So Nick Libert's buyer and investor guide. And then under that, in letter to buyer or seller. And again, guys, remember, I am going to have this as a video for you guys, so you guys can stop and start it from home. Under the buyer and seller portion where it says letter to buyer seller, guys, what am I doing? I'm not putting a name. Do you know why? Because there isn't a name, because this is generic. It's for everybody. It says, looking forward to potentially working with you. Looking forward to potentially working with you. And then I chose a very generic from all their pretty pictures, stock pictures. I chose the little teal keys because everybody wants keys. I don't necessarily think everyone's going to move into the property because maybe they're an investor, you know? So I chose that. And then I did what? I clicked save. Okay. Now, then I have a seller's guide. So you're going to do the same thing. Add new presentation. And it's going to ask you what type. I don't use the listing presentation. Do you know why? It asks for a price. What am I doing? I'm sending this to tell them about the process, not to price their home. We have a whole different toolkit for pricing their home. This is not it. But the seller guide is beautiful to answer questions about the process of selling. Where do buyers come from? How to price my home? How to stage my home? These presentations are beautiful. 20-something pages each, all interactive. So what are you going to do in the seller's guide? Prospect's name. See where it says prospect's name? Nick Libert's Guide to Selling. Karen Mika's Guide to Selling. Heather, I Love Listings Guide to Selling. And then letter to seller, I repeat. Now this is slightly different. I repeat, Nick Libert's Guide to Selling. Why is it? It looked a little different when I tested these out. So I just did it this way and it doesn't repeat. It just looked a little different. And by the way, you can tweak it and do whatever you want. And you can absolutely, guys, individually tailor these to individual people. You've seen, if you look down, I have like dozens of these, of course, because I've used them for individual people. But I'm rolling down the street. I'm doing Instagram lives. I'm doing Facebook lives. I'm posting. I'm going into rooms and I'm saying, hey, text Libert to 85377 for all my items of value. If I'm speaking in front of a group, do I have time to even get these people information? Will they give me the right information? I want all my items of value in one place, including what? Both my buyer guide and my seller guide. Both my buyer guide, my seller guide. So there's the way to do the seller guide. Now I have talked a lot. Do we have any questions about this part? Where do we set up our code for the 10 nearest properties? Okay, Kelly, did I cover that now? Because I see that chat is from back at 12:10. I can go back if I need to. Just shoot me a message in the chat if you saw that I did cover that. Because that, I think you knew that was coming before I was ready to present that part. Good job. Kelly's amazing, guys. If you don't know Kelly yet. Okay, so we got one more piece. This is going to be a full hour almost.
Wait, you were gonna show us how to add that to Zenlist. Can we add those to Zenlist?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How do you add these to Zenlist? I'm glad you asked. Okay. You guys tired of that phrase yet? Oh my God. I got jokes today at home, y'all. Okay. So how do you do it? Click view under that in that generic buyer or seller guide. Click view. And what does that give you? A hyperlink that won't move into a different, that hyperlink is static. They call that static. I think we have one person in the room that understands that technology. Static. I'm looking at you. Steph knows it. Steph is my tech buddy over there. Static. So what does that mean? That doesn't change. So you can use that hyperlink over and over again. But why would we want to be fishing for hyperlinks? Why don't we just add it to our Zen link that has all our items of value? So you're gonna copy to your clipboard on whatever your desktop or laptop of choice is. And then you're gonna go into your Zen list public profile. So go into Zen. And if you are at home listening from another exit office and you guys don't have Zen list like we provide to our agents, you will absolutely be able to get a wonderful experience using Linktree for free. Linktree has all my items of value capability for you. Public profile. And then at this, what does it say? What is ZenLink? There is the ZenLink. But then you don't need to put that ZenLink anywhere right now. You don't need to copy that. You're going to go down to add new section in your public profile. add new section. And what are you going to call that section? Nick's Guide to Selling. So I call it, or Nick's, look with Libert. So I have little cheesy analogies for everything in life. You could just put Karen's Guide for Buyers. And then when they click on that, which by the way, the cool thing is it updates it right over here on the right-hand side. So it's letting you see how it looks. When you click on that, then where does it go? Your beautiful buyer's guide. Look at this, guys. I mean, really, really good stuff. And then this is the stuff that if you are a new agent or you need a little refresher, there's your timeline, better than I could articulate to you over the phone. You know, really, really good stuff. And again, the survey is right at the top right-hand side, which if you're with our office, we have Wise Agent and it feeds into Wise Agent. And if you are not, or you still haven't figured out what CRM you're going to use at your office, wherever you're at, guess what? It just sends you an email with all that information. So it's very responsive right in the EXIT Resource Center regardless.
And I will say, if you're a new agent, your stuff is not gonna look like our stuff. So we'll have to fill in, like when you add new presentation, we have to start filling in those and then you can, theirs doesn't look like ours.
No,
So
well,
they were confused.
Okay, so theirs will look like ours as soon as they review that email.
Right.
Yep, so you just have to, you have to add the generic information once, just once.
Yeah.
Yep, and Heather will walk through that for you. Yay, I'm gonna leverage some people today. Hallelujah. At home, just read your email for me. And it is on your, and the reason why we don't have that for everybody today is that every office is gonna have a little bit of a different value proposition. And so we don't want to intrude. So how do you add another link? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Okay, second link is gonna be your seller's guide. So once you added that buyer's guide, it's going to pop up. And by the way, can I make a suggestion? So Zenlist, when we did this with Zenlist, I was so excited because they found my Linktree and they said, why are you using Linktree? And I said, well, why wouldn't I? And they said, well, we think we could do something internally because doesn't your Linktree want to, you know, don't you want to highlight one of the best things you can do for buyers or sellers, get them access to more property, which is Zenlist. I said, yes. He said, we will develop this internally so you won't have to use Linktree. I said, okay. So once I raced, when they got the beta test done and I was the first one to do it, I was so excited. And their programmer came to me and he said, hey, why did you, I love all your links, Nick, great items of value. Why is the actual request access link all the way shoved to the bottom? And I said, oh, I didn't realize you could move them. You can toggle, see these little, and Jeff V, I think is on. Jeff remembers the day that the first time that I figured out how to do this. I'm like, I don't know how to move them. I don't know how I did it. You go like this and you can move them up and down, and then it will correspondingly move on the live access over here on the right. So you want the buyer's guide. And then you also want to go back in. And I know I've started to open a lot of browser windows now, guys, so you can tell I'm nearing the end of my presentation. The seller's guide, same way. You're going to click on view in the EXIT Resource Center in the presentations. You've got that generic seller's guide, and there's your static hyperlink that lives forever. And then you're going to add that to your Zen link, clicking on URL link, and then saying Nick's guide for sellers, or Karen's guide for sellers, or Steph's guide for sellers, or Jen's guide for sellers, J-Lo's guide for sellers. She has the world's best text code for the business cards, guys. I literally am obsessed with it. Best one ever. And what else, other links you can add? This is not a Zenlist training, but I do automatically make sure that I have on my social media feeds. If you are an experienced agent or you got a couple good reviews you're proud of, feel free to go ahead and add those reviews. If not, you can take them out. You can add a video for those of you guys that like video. You can add one of my cheesy videos in the meantime. So that is all your items of value in one place. We have one more piece to this, guys, and then we will let you go explore and play. It is the EXIT Realty Connect app. Such a cool app. Download it right now. EXIT Realty Connect. And then basically almost every single feature I've shown you today can be worked on, edited, and sent through that app mobilely to anybody. So if you are driving down the street and you're like, oh, I want to post about my open house on Saturday, but I can't remember the text code, It's right there in the EXIT Realty Connect app. And would you guys like an entire video on the EXIT Realty Connect app and all its cool features? If you'd like one, send me a message and I will have that for, guess what's tomorrow? Find Out Fridays. So we'll have that for tomorrow. Okay, guys? So that will be our follow-up. Remember, at 11 a.m. tomorrow, we have Eleni, COO of Wise Agent, the best CRM in the world, and Key Assad. If you've never heard Key speak, he's an amazing motivational speaker about mindset. I will teach you tools all day, to death, ad nauseum. I'm not always the best at mindset. I can teach you how to do a miracle morning, but I can't always get you motivated and focused the way somebody like Key can. He's a really good mindset trainer. And so he's going to be with Eleni at 11 a.m. That's a webinar. Come from anywhere. And at noon, I will be at where? The Skokie office, Skokie Evanston. And I will be showing you from my phone, because I can do a screen share from my phone on Zoom now. I'll show you from my phone now. So, and it will also be recorded. And you'll learn all about the EXIT Realty Connect app. If you want to, for those of you guys that are curious, see what it looks like to see the reports from that app. If you are out and you're meeting somebody from a competitor and they say, well, I can, after 3 years there, I get $3 in penny stock, but I have to wait another 3 years for it to vest. Or, oh, I have a downline and there's 2 people in it and one person didn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, well, I get 10% residuals off the top of anyone that I bring to the company across the US and Canada. It's not multi-level, it's one level. I want to help the company grow. I want to mentor other people. I want to show people the cool tools we have like this that nobody else does. If you have done some recruiting and attracting and some mentoring, your 1099 from our office is of course private between you and the office. Your 1099 between corporate and you for the residual bonuses, because they're generated from corporate. I give that portion. It's called the company development fee. If you guys have ever looked at your closings, that company development fee is my earnings that go to corporate to fund the bonuses, because it's really your money. It's your money because that is the money that we use to grow this company without shady recruiters and stupid stuff that is weird. So go into, if you have done it, click on your 1099 from last year and ask your friends at some of those MLM companies or companies that give them nothing for helping the company grow what their 1099 looked like last year. And hopefully my social security number is not on here. It's not. Mine last year was what? Not my sales. That's another great income. 160, 366. Not been here a while. But I got to tell you, I let you guys do the majority of the sponsoring. What did I do with that money? I paid off debt when I first came to this company. I bought a house. I bought the car that's outside. That's not in the company name. That's in my own personal name. So I didn't want the staff to ever get in trouble if I hit a tree. And it's been consistent year after year after year. Here's the year before that. For 10 years in a row, it's been a 6-figure additional income. You can do the same by sharing what we have. And if you are listening at home, all across EXIT, this is an opportunity that no one else has. If you have a friend that's somewhere else, show them, ask them to see their 1099 and their residual bonuses. I'm happy to do this with someone. Some of the other people in leadership will be happy to do it as well.
I'll show.
So Heather will show hers. Guys, this was really cool to be here with you today, showing you all these different tools. Our follow-up tomorrow will be on the EXIT Realty Connect app. So please download it and get signed in using your 6-digit register code. So you will be in yours while I'm in mine. Hope you guys have a great day. This has been recorded. This will be on YouTube by this evening. Have a great day.
Can you do questions here for a few minutes or no?